It has been a month. I have been living in Peru for 1 month. So I wanted to share about the 4 things that I have learned in 4 weeks of living in a third world country. The whole reason that I came to Peru was because I was going through a really hard time in my life and I needed to get away and kind of refocus on what mattered and really find out who I was and what God wanted for me and my identity and my future, because I felt really lost and just didn't know what to do anymore. So since coming here, I'm happy to say that God has just given me a lot of insight into who I am. When I first came to Peru, I said, Lord, I just need you to show up. I just need you to come and be with me and tell me who I am and what to do. So he did that. He has shown up. Every day I just feel like I'm in the presence of the Lord. I'm not reading my Bible. I'm not going to a church. I'm not reading a bunch of Christian self-help books or really even listening to worship music. Having a relationship with God sometimes gets so easily put in a box of what Christians are supposed to do. And I've just removed myself completely from that and instead just been with the Lord every day. Since just being with the Lord every day, which is literally me just getting up and saying hey, what's up, God? And then we just walk our day together. Since doing that, I've learned 4 things about myself in the 4 weeks that I've been here. The first thing was, before I even came, my incredible couples Bible study all spent time in prayer with the Lord about me and what God wanted them to tell me He was saying about me. And they all spent individual time praying and then came together and said that the Lord was telling them a number of different words about my worth and my importance. And they summed up all of those words into one word, which meant treasured. So they gave me this scarf, and I've been wearing it a lot being here, and it has a little patch that says treasured on it. And that just kind of started me on this journey of, Lord, if I am so treasured to you, then tell me more about who I am. I'm done with the world defining me, because the world is really shitty and has been so bad to me lately. So can you just tell me what it actually means to be treasured? And since being with the Lord every day, I have felt more treasured. I have felt important to Him. And that's all that matters. And it's good to refocus on that, knowing that that's all that matters. Every day I feel like I'm kind of in this bubble of God saying she is mine, no one touch her, no one bother her. All the evil in the world can just find another day to do anything to this person because she is mine and this is my time to be with her. And that's just what I walk in every day, and it's so loving and incredible. The second part that I've learned about myself is that I'm courageous. I have learned that a new part of who I am is that I am courageous, which is something I would have never, ever thought about myself before. I definitely lived in fear. I definitely thought of myself as a fearful person. But since coming to Peru, I have had such amazing encouragement from people on social media and my friends and my family telling me how courageous I am for taking the step of moving to a third world country to work in the ministry here and just do it. Just go do it, which is courageous, to travel alone, to live alone. And I started saying courageous, is that a quality about myself that I believe? And just through a few days of thinking about what courage really is and how courage comes from the Lord, I realized that God made me to be courageous, and I've never thought of myself as courageous before. And now I do. The third thing I've learned about myself is that I'm not perfect, which sounds so stupid and a total hashtag, but I really mean that. I am a perfectionist. and I'm a 1 on the Enneagram, if you know what that even is. And so much of who I am is wrapped up in being perfect, doing everything right, making the right decisions. And just being here in Peru, like, I don't speak Spanish. I've had to learn Spanish being here. And the only way to learn another language is to talk in the language and make a lot of mistakes. So I literally am like living in mistakes every day. And I've had to grow okay with that. I've made errors painting. I've like ruined an entire door that we're going to have to go get fixed or buy a new one. And like, I have to be okay with that because I'm learning new things. Elena and I have had a few discussions about what it means to make mistakes and how mistakes are a part of how we grow as people, how we grow in our relationship with the Lord, and that we have to be okay with mistakes because that's the only way we learn. Mistakes do not define who we are, but they are a good part of ourselves and our lives to move forward to a better future. So I have learned that I am a person who makes mistakes and that I am okay with making mistakes. The last thing that I've learned about myself came from my birthday and just being surrounded by people who, for the most part, I don't even know that well. I didn't have any of my friends or family or even my husband with me on my birthday, but yet I was so surrounded by community and love. And I saw the impact my presence has on just the students in the school and the families of the students that my husband and I sponsor. The seniors came and just hung out with me and took funny pictures in the photo booths. The third graders came and took me on a boat ride around the island. And the day of my birthday, some of the parents from the students I sponsor just brought me food and gifts. And I mean, these people are so poor. And yes, they took time out of their days and spent money on gifts and food just to come celebrate my birthday. Like, I don't even speak Spanish to talk to these people, but they felt like I was important enough to spend that Saturday with, which just meant so much to me. So through that, I have learned that my life means a lot. I might not know exactly what it means or the future and the purpose that I'm supposed to have, but I know that my life means something and that I have qualities that matter. That means so much because of the situation that I walked out of when I came here, feeling so worthless and like I had no talent or worth because of all the job rejection that I was facing. And just when you go through things like that, you really start to doubt yourself and things that you're good at because you're just waiting and waiting and waiting for an employer to tell you that you're good enough for them to hire. So I've learned that I am worth something, even if no employer from the last 2 years thought that of me. Whatever another person's opinion is of me, I cannot let that affect what I believe about myself. And I think that these 4 identity qualities that I've learned about myself since coming to Peru are very staple, and these are things that I can like always fall back on, knowing that these statements are true about who I am and what God says about me. And that really matters. That matters when going forward for job employment or anything that my future will have in store for me. And I hope that it encourages other people to step outside of whatever bad thing is going on in their life and address what's going on deep inside their hearts and really seek out the truth, because the Lord will tell you the truth. You don't need other people to tell you the truth. So I'm doing great and I'm really happy that I came to Peru, and I'm looking forward to what the next couple months have in store for me. Thanks for listening.